So hi guys, welcome to our channel LegaLift, Lifting Legal Spirits, and this is your first session and video for legal reasoning, and yeah, we'll be starting with this now. So this is the list of agendas we'll be following in this video. I'll be giving you a short introduction of mine. Already the introduction of all the team members have been given to you all through another video from my YouTube channel, but still I'll give a very short introduction of mine, and then. I'll be telling you something about LegaLift, about its initiative, about the benefits you will get from this channel by following this channel, and then syllabus of legal reasoning, which is a very important thing for all of you to know before starting your preparation. Then how to prepare for legal reasoning, some basic tips and tricks for preparation, and not common terminologies. We'll be starting with tort law from basics from the introduction. It will be including common terminologies. So yeah, we'll be starting off now. So hi everyone, again this is me. I am Rashi Singh. I secured All India rank of 134 in CLAT 2024. I am from Varanasi, Uttar Pradesh, and I'll be teaching you legal reasoning, basically tort law. Okay, so LegaLift is an initiative by students of NALSAR, basically the batch of 2024 to 29, and our only motive is to make this law entrance preparation affordable to everyone at the minimal or zero prices. And here at LegaLift channel you will get CLAT and AILET preparation content at ₹0. You will get quality content where we will be for sure giving you quality content. We are not just doing it for the sake of doing it. We'll be doing it with all our efforts, with the most we can give it to you. The classes will be from students of NALSAR, of course, the batch of 2024 to 29, and we'll be helping you in concept building. It will also upload practice questions and how to solve it, the practice sessions, and also we'll be starting with personalized mentorship in a few days from our Telegram channel, which will also be starting in a few days. Not now, it's not started right now. So okay, so this is legal reasoning syllabus, and I've taken it from the consortium website. So what it says is, in this section you will be expected to read passages of around 450 words each. The passages may relate to fact situations or scenarios involving legal matters, public policy questions, or moral philosophical inquiries. You will not require any prior knowledge of law to attempt the questions in this section, and whatever further. Okay, so guys, just making you clear on this, that it's written that the passages will be of 450 words each, but if you look into, you must be wondering that the CLAT 2024 paper, the passages are much shorter. But the key is you have to be prepared that the passages can be 450 words each. It can be less if you are lucky. It can be more too if you are not very lucky. So yeah, you have to be prepared for every situation. The length of the passages can be less, more, or equal to 450 words anytime. And also it's written that you will not require any prior knowledge, but I think you all must be knowing that it does require some prior knowledge. The legal language is not for every common man. It's not comprehensible for every common man. You have to have some basic knowledge before reading those passages, so that you comprehend the passages in a better way, and then only will be able to solve the questions in a better manner. So for this you will require some prior knowledge of legal reasoning, and for that we at LegaLift are here to your rescue. So in legal reasoning, what all you should cover is, the first one is tort law, then contract law, then criminal law, constitutional law, and then some other miscellaneous legal facts too, like some major landmark cases, for example of K.S. Puttaswamy, and then Shreya single case, and then triple talaq case, and there are many others which you should, these landmark cases you should be aware of, you should be knowing, so that because these are very landmark cases, and a lot of students must know about this. It also helps in like your understanding of legal knowledge, and these are some cases of which questions are very common to come in mock test, or maybe the actual paper of CLAT also it can be seen. So yeah, the order will be tort law, contract law, criminal law, constitutional law, and we'll be posting all of these on our channel LegaLift, and just stay tuned and stay updated. We'll be helping you with concepts, with practice questions, all of this. So now some prep tips for legal reasoning. Again, the concept building of tort law, contract law, constitutional law, criminal law, etc. And for concept building, no, you guys can use Barracks. This is my personal suggestion, that in Barracks you all can see, you will all see illustrations. Okay, so these illustrations are the examples. Like if there's a section explained, there will be 2-3 illustrations below it, and all of these Barracks are downloadable on your mobile. Okay, so you don't need to buy all of it, and you also don't need to read all of this. You just have to take reference of it for sometimes, for understanding a concept. You can read those illustrations, which are like examples of which are real life examples. They give you examples, and the names are like Mr. A, Mr. B. They use these, they don't use names, anyone's names. So yeah, those illustrations help you a lot in understanding. um I think you should all like take reference of Barracks while building your concept. It will be really helpful for all of you. And then for practicing questions, guys, there are two types of questions. Okay, so there are one questions which are based on, which are principal facts based. So there's a principle given, there's a facts given, and then there are 4 options to choose. There choose the answer. Like a question will be asked, and then among the 4 you have to choose the best answer. So for practice questions, I will recommend that when you are starting, so start with principal fact questions, because those are really on easier side and passage based. And at initial stages, those are the questions which help you in better understanding and better concept building. And you will also, yeah, those are the easier one. So you should always go from easier to difficult level. So after solving principal fact questions, you all can move to on to passage based questions. Um, yeah, and after doing practicing all these questions, no, while practicing these questions, make note that you are following the time. Put your timer on. The time is a major important thing in all the competitive exams. You need to be, you just don't need to be knowing the answer of the question. You have to be on time, you have to be quick in solving those questions, then only you can succeed in all those exams. So just from starting days of preparation, make sure that you make a habit of solving questions on time. You can't take 5 minutes for one question. Okay, you have to take maximum 1.5 minutes for one question. And yeah, and after questions and after solving questions, whether it's mock test or section wise test, make sure that you analyze the question and answers. And how you will analyze is, you see the question again, see the options again. If your answer is wrong, check what was your reasoning, what is the correct reasoning, and are you convinced with the correct reasoning, and why was this your, means why was your reasoning different from the correct reasoning. Work on it. Okay, think the way that they direct you in the answer key, think that way. How they direct you, like, okay, so you will get to know about this more when you start practicing questions. And even if your answers are correct, no, then also compare your reasoning. Is your reasoning matching with the reasoning which is being given in the answer key? That helps a lot. Okay, it's not necessary of this. If you have got the correct answer, then your reasoning is also correct. Your reasoning needs to be correct for, if you have to like get most of the answers correct, your reasoning and your answer both should match, not only the answer, the final answer. I hope you all are getting me. So कभी कभी तुम लोग गलत रीजनिंग से भी सही आंसर पे आ जाते हो, बट वो इट्स अ लक, इट्स बाय लक. ओके, इट्स अ चांस जो हर बार नहीं होगा. तो तुम्हारी रीजनिंग, जो जिस रीजन से तुमने वो आंसर सेलेक्ट किया, वो भी सही होने चाहिए. इसलिए अगर तुम लोग के आंसर्स करेक्ट हो, तो भी उस आंसर को और क्वेश्चन को एनालाइज करो और देखो कि तुम लोग की रीजनिंग मैच हो रहे हैं कि नहीं. अगर नहीं हो रहे हैं तो कौन से सही है, कौन से नहीं है, और क्यों सही है. ऑल ऑफ दोज थिंग्स. And this part, identify the pattern of answer, I'll be telling you later, because अभी तुम लोग को समझ नहीं आएगा ये उतना. So yeah, this I'll be considering and telling you later. So yeah, this will be starting off with Tort now. And guys, just before starting, I forgot to mention this, but yes, this is the demo session for all of you. Okay, so we are welcoming your comments, your feedbacks, your reviews in our comment section of YouTube channel, on other platforms too, on Insta, Telegram, whatever you feel okay with. Do give your reviews, your feedback, so that we can improve our videos further and give our best to all of you. Okay, and another point is that another thing I want to convey is that you all need to make notes. Especially in legal, you have to make notes, because the PPT you are seeing on the screen is just for my reference. Okay, I've noted down the important points for my reference to teach, and I've not mentioned everything, the examples and all. I've not mentioned it, so you all need to note down that. And the examples I'll be giving, some cases I'll be citing. So these cases are very those are not of only of India. Okay, it's landmark cases from all over the world, but they are very important cases. Those are the cases whose examples are given every time. So you'll need to note down all of that, and while revising, you will remember all of it, and this will also help you in question solving. You know, and guys, this is my notes, so I'll be referring to this. So just excuse me for looking down sometimes at my notes. So yeah, we'll be starting now. Just a second. Okay. So just starting off, answer me on this. Not answer me on this. Answer yourself. On this. That what is law? What is law for all of you? Okay. Answer this to yourself in your mind. So according to me, law is bundle of rules which regulates the external behavior of individuals in a society. Matlab, in Hindi I'll be translating again, and also do mention if you're not okay with this combination Hindi English. If you all want only in English, then also let me know in the comment section. Okay. So according to me, law is a bundle of rules which regulates the external behavior of individuals in a society. तो एक इन आपका लॉ क्या होता है? लॉ आपका बिहेवियर एक सोसाइटी में रेगुलेट करता है ताकि कोई कुछ भी अपनी मन मर्जी का ना करे. एक तरीका होता है सोसाइटी में रहने का, एंड फॉर दैट देयर हैज़ टू बी सम सेट ऑफ रूल्स, एंड दोज रूल्स शुड बी इन्फोर्सेबल. ओके, सिर्फ रूल्स होने से नहीं होता, रूल्स को इन्फोर्सेबल भी होना चाहिए, तभी उसके इम्पोर्टेंस बढ़ती है. नहीं ऐसे तो कोई भी किसी रूल्स को वायलेट कर देगा, और अगर उसको कुछ पनिशमेंट नहीं होता तो ऐसे रूल्स का कोई मतलब नहीं होता. So law of tort is one such law which again regulates the external behavior of individuals in a society. So there is a statement I'll be quoting. It's the main objective of tort law is to define individual rights and duties in the light of prevalent standards of reasonable conduct and public convenience. So जो एक रीजनेबल कंडक्ट एक इंसान का होना चाहिए, जो एक प्रूडेंट एक रिस्पॉन्सिबल इन पर्सन का एक सोसाइटी में होना चाहिए, और जो दूसरे अदर मेंबर्स के लिए भी कन्वीनियंट भी हो, इन सब चीज़ों को मद्देनज़र रखते हुए टॉर्ट लॉ आपके इंडिविजुअल राइट्स एंड ड्यूटीज डिफाइन करता है. दिस इज व्हाट द स्टेटमेंट मीन्स. एंड so the entire law of tort is founded and structured on the principle that no one has a right to injure another intentionally or even innocently. The tort law is based on the principle कि किसी को भी ये राइट नहीं है कि वो दूसरे इंसान को इंजर करे इंटेंशनली या गलती से भी. इंटेंशनली तो नहीं करना है, और गलती से भी अगर हो जाता है तो भी आपको उसका कुछ तो रेमेडी, कुछ तो भरपाई करनी पड़ेगी. सो दैट इज द मेन प्रिंसिपल ऑफ टॉर्ट लॉ. So now tort, it is derived from the Latin word tortum, which means to twist. To twist basically means a deviation from straight or rightful conduct, and it includes the conduct which is not straight or lawful. Okay, तो मतलब tort का मीनिंग ये होता है जो एक राइट कंडक्ट होना चाहिए उससे जब आप डेविएट कर जाओ. Tortum, to twist in this sense, it means deviation from the right conduct which it should be in a society. So for example, if you are driving on a road, it's your duty to drive within a permissible speed limit. It's also your duty to take care of the other vehicles, other people moving on the same road. And if you don't do that, if you hurt or injure anyone, then you will be said to have committed a tort, because what was reasonable, what was a reasonable conduct, you have not followed it, and that's why you have committed a tort. These are some definitions from the renowned persons Winfield and Fraser. So it states tortious liability arises from the breach of duty primarily fixed by law. This duty is towards person generally, and its breach is redressable by an action for unliquidated damages. I'll explain you all of this, the terms unliquidated damages and others. And then reading up the definition from Fraser, a tort is an infringement of a right in rem of private individual, giving right of compensation at the suit of injured party. Okay, so now explaining this. Some back, I was searching for a exact meaning of liability word to make you all understand. So liability is means accountability. Like if you have borrowed money from someone, you are accountable to that person. Okay, you are accountable to that person to return his money. And tortious liability means tort commit करने की जो accountability होती है वो arise करती है if there is a breach of duty. Breach of duty means violation of duty जो लॉ ने फिक्स किया किसी के लिए, सो ये जनरली लाइक मैंने आप लोग को एग्जाम्पल बताया ऑफ ड्राइविंग ऑन अ रोड. सो दिस ड्यूटी इज फिक्स बाय लॉ on yourself, on you and on every person to take care of the speed limit and other vehicles. So when you violate this duty, when you don't follow your duty, then there is a breach of duty. So this arises, the tortious liability, tortious accountability arises when you or any other person has breached his duty, and the duty is fixed by law. And this duty is generally towards from you to towards every person. Like if I am driving on a road, it's my duty to be in a limit of speed, in speed limit, and also take care of all the vehicles moving around me and people also. And then there is a word unliquidated damages. Okay, so I'll be explaining you the word damages first. Damage means injury or loss. Injury or loss in terms of legal right. Okay, damage का मतलब होता है violation of legal right तुम्हारा होना चाहिए. Violation of legal right. So damage in legal language means injury or loss of your legal right. And damages means compensation in monetary form, which is given by the court in form of remedy. Or so now liquidated and unliquidated damages. Liquidated damages is so I'm sorry. So liquidated damages is which is fixed or predetermined, and unliquidated damages is which is not fixed and not predetermined or pre-estimated. So I'll give you an example. Okay, so I'll again give you example of driving on a road. So when you injure any other person, then you have violated his legal right of being safe or being of moving freely on a road or whatever. Okay, so you have physically harmed him, so you have violated his legal right, you have caused him injury. So that is the damage you have caused the other person. If that person goes to a court and files a suit against you, then the court will give him a remedy in form of compensation. Okay, so that compensation will be in form of monetary form. Like agar aapko if you are directed from the court that you have to give 50,000 rupees to the injured person, then that 50,000 rupees is damages. That is what is damages means. That 50,000 is damages. The legal right you have injured, the legal right that has been violated of the injured person is the damage done to him. Damages is the compensation you have been told to give to the injured person. And liquidated and unliquidated damage. So liquidated damages which is fixed or predetermined. So अगर contracts होते हैं ना, companies के बीच में contracts होते हैं या लोगों के बीच में भी contracts होते हैं. So when those contracts are done, on those contracts there is a clause written. Okay, there is a point written कि if a certain amount of damage occurs, this will be the compensation I want to receive from you. Suppose I have done a contract with you, I am A, you are B, and I have done a contract with you, and suppose I have to supply you with cotton. So there's and I'll be you and I are signing a contract. So in that contract there will be a point mentioned that if I fail to deliver you cotton, the certain suppose 12 kgs of cotton on a certain date and time, then I have to give you, I mean A, the person A has to give a compensation of suppose 1 lakh rupees to B for the loss he has incurred due to my breach of duty. My duty was to give him cotton on a certain date and time, but I didn't do that, and due to that he suffered a loss. B suffered a loss. So for his loss, I will give him compensation, and that compensation will be fixed and written down in the contract. So that 1 lakh rupees becomes a liquidated damages because it is fixed, it is predetermined. What amount of compensation I will give. But unliquidated damages are which is not fixed and not predetermined or pre-estimated. So in case of tort or like in tort there are no predetermined damages. आपको पता नहीं ना आपका किसका right violate कर रहे हो. Like again moving on a road, if you injure someone, you didn't know it earlier. So how will that be predetermined? The amount of compensation is based on the facts and circumstances of those cases. अगर loss ज़्यादा हुआ है तो आपको damages ज़्यादा देने होंगे, आपको compensation ज़्यादा देना होगा, और अगर loss कम हुआ है तो उस हिसाब से आपकी compensation कम होंगे. So that is what liquidated and unliquidated damages means. And again, this plaintiff and defendant, you all need to know, is plaintiff is the word used in legal language for the person whose right has been violated, has been infringed, and defendant is the person who has infringed the right of the plaintiff. So suppose मैंने आपका एक्सीडेंट कर दिया, तो आप सपोज ए ने बी का एक्सीडेंट कर दिया, सो बी इज द प्लेंटिफ हुज राइट हैज बीन इन्फ्रिंज, जिसको लॉस हुआ है, जिसकी लीगल राइट वायलेट हुई है, एंड आई द पर्सन ए इज द डिफेंडेंट जिसने प्लेंटिफ की राइट इन्फ्रिंज की है, जिसने लॉस पहुंचाया है, सो दैट इज डिफेंडेंट. एंड yeah, this is all. And so again, I'll be telling you again the meaning of this. Tortious liability, tortious accountability arises from the breach of duty, violation of duty, primarily fixed by law, जो law fixed करता है हर person के ऊपर. This duty is towards persons generally. ये duties एक person की हर पर्सन की तरफ होती है. लाइक मेरी ड्यूटी ये है कि मैं अपने आसपास के रोड पे चलने वाले हर व्हीकल को सेफ, मतलब सेफ उससे इंजर ना करूँ. एंड दिस ब्रीच, अगर मैंने ये ड्यूटी ब्रीच की, इज रिड्रेसिबल, मतलब इसकी भरपाई ऐसे होगी, इसका कंपेंसेशन, इसको ऐसे कंपेंसेट किया जाएगा बाय एन एक्शन फॉर अनलिक्विडेटेड डैमेजेस. तो अनलिक्विडेटेड डैमेजेस, नॉट फिक्स्ड अमाउंट ऑफ मनी, जो फैक्ट्स एंड सर्कमस्टेंसेस पे बेस्ड होगा, वो मनी देके ये एक्शन, ये ब्रीच ऑफ ड्यूटी कंपेंसेट की जाती है. दैट्स व्हाट बेनफील्ड मेंट थ्रू दिस डेफिनेशन ऑफ टॉर्ट. Now moving on to Fraser, a tort is an infringement of a right in rem of a private individual, giving a right of compensation at the suit of injured party. So right in rem means, right in rem, I've written it down. Yeah. So right in rem means right vested in some determinate person and available against the world at large. There are two things, right in rem and right in personam. Right available only against some determinate person or property party is right in personam. So I'll be giving you an example. सो राइट इन टॉर्ट जो होता है ना, वो ऑलमोस्ट राइट इन रेम होता है. और जैसे मैंने कॉन्ट्रैक्ट को बताया, कॉन्ट्रैक्ट लॉ यू विल बी टॉट लेटर. ओके, आई देयर इज समथिंग, some terms I have to use to make you understand and differentiate between tort and other laws. So कॉन्ट्रैक्ट लॉ जनरली राइट इन पर्सनम होता है और टॉर्ट लॉ राइट इन रेम होता है. you should note this down for you to all remember it later. So right in rem is the right you have against the world at large. Like right to life, अगर right to life एक right है, तो ये right प्रोटेक्ट करने की जिम्मेदारी वर्ल्ड के हर पर्सन की है. लाइक आपका राइट टू लाइफ कोई भी पर्सन नहीं आपसे छीन सकता, और अगर वो छीनता है देन you have the right to go to court and file compensation or file a suit against him, whatever it is required. Okay, and right in personam is the right you have against a determinate पर्सन और पार्टी. लाइक अगर आपने कॉन्ट्रैक्ट किया है, तो मैंने जैसे कॉटन वाला एग्जांपल दिया, ए को कॉटन सप्लाई करना था बी को. सो अगर ए कॉटन सप्लाई नहीं करता है बी को, तो बी का जो राइट है, जो उसको लॉस सफ़र हुआ है, उसको कंपनसेट करने का जो उसके पास राइट है, वो राइट अगेंस्ट ए ही है. वो किसी और को जाके फाइल नहीं, किसी और के अगेंस्ट जाके केस नहीं कर सकता. वो एक अदर पर्सन सी के खिलाफ केस नहीं कर सकता. वो केस सिर्फ ए के खिलाफ कर सकता है, बिकॉज दैट राइट, उसकी जो राइट है कि उसको लॉस ना हो, वो राइट अगेंस्ट ए ही अवेलेबल है, क्योंकि उसका कॉन्ट्रैक्ट सिर्फ ए के साथ हुआ था. सो दिस इज एन एग्जाम्पल ऑफ राइट इन पर्सनल. एंड द अर्लियर वन, tort and all the things, I gave you an example of right and rem too. I hope you all have understood. If you haven't understood any of the things, let me know in the comment section. I'll include in the next video itself. Okay, and yeah, this I have explained some important terms and all. Okay, so tort law is not a codified law, unlike other laws. Okay, tort law is not codified law. Like criminal law, you will see that CRPC एक बुक है जिसमें क्रिमिनल लॉ के बारे में लिखा है. देन कॉन्ट्रैक्ट का भी एक कॉन्ट्रैक्ट लॉ इज ऑल्सो रिटन डाउन इन इट्स फॉर्मेट. Constitutional law is also written down, but tort law is not a codified law. It's not written down anywhere. It is based on the judgments of common law courts of Britishers, England. So yeah, common law courts Britishers का courts है, और उसके जजमेंट्स के बेसिस, उसके जजमेंट्स के बेसिस पे हम लोग डिफाइन करते हैं कि टॉर्ट लॉ क्या होता है. इट्स नॉट रिटन डाउन एनीवेयर. Yes, so this was all about tort is not codified law. It is based on the judgments of common law courts of Britishers, England. And the next one I will be explaining is it is a civil law. Tort is a civil law. So there are two types of wrong: a civil wrong and criminal wrong. Okay. So guys, I'm sorry, I'm facing problem in writing down. Excuse my writing. Okay, I'm sorry. Um, yes. So tort versus crime. I'll be explaining you in detail. What is the difference between tort, like tort, which is a civil wrong, tort, which is civil wrong, and crime. The first difference is on the basis of nature of crime. Civil wrong is against an individual person. Means a tort feaser has infringed, violated the right of one person or maybe a group of persons, and but not everyone in a society, and it is a private wrong. Again, explaining it again. Don't worry. So civil wrong is a wrong committed against the individual person or a group of person, but not against the whole world at large or the whole society at large. Like, um, okay, so there's a tort called. Just give me a second. I need to remember my example. Okay, so there's a tort called trespass. Trespass means आप किसी और की प्रॉपर्टी पे उसके परमिशन के बिना स्टेप इन करते हो. So if you cross the boundary of another person's property without his or her permission, the tort is called trespass. Okay, so if you commit trespass, you have violated the right of the owner of the property and not the world at large. उससे वर्ल्ड को कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता कि आपने किसकी प्रॉपर्टी में चेक इन कर लिया विदाउट देयर परमिशन. बट अगर अगर देयर इज अ क्राइम लाइक रेप एंड मर्डर, so these are crime. Okay, these are not civil wrong. These are not against one person or 2-3 persons. It's this crime is against all of the people of the society of the world. Because if a person has committed a murder or rape, that person is a threat to society. That kind of person, if he's not in jail, if he's not in prison, he's a threat to society. It's a so that is crime is against everyone, against the person at large. It's not against a particular person. It's not a private wrong. So civil, you all need to note down this. Tort is a civil wrong. It's a private wrong. It's committed against one person or maybe 2-3 persons, but not against everyone. And crime is a public wrong. It is committed against everyone. For example, like rape, like murder, um, rape, murder, and what else? There are any culpable homicide, which also comes in murder, and um, याद ही नहीं आ रहा, but it's okay. So these are two examples of crime: rape and murder. And tort का I give an example of trespass. So yeah, so crime में there is a violation of breach of rights and duties which affect the community as a whole. It is crime is also more serious wrong than tort. Okay, so अगर रेप मर्डर हो रहा है तो ऐसे राइट्स एंड ड्यूटीज ऐसे पूरे कम्युनिटी को वो अफेक्ट करती है ना. ऐसे इंसान का बाहर होना ही थ्रेट है और वो सबके लिए थ्रेट है. दैट्स वाई इट as it affects a greater number of people, as it affects a whole community, it is a more serious wrong, and because it is a more serious wrong, it is called crime and not tort. And then on the basis, the other difference is on the basis of remedy. So अगर tort commit होता है ना, so remedy जो होती है वो in the form of compensation होती है. but अगर crime commit होता है तो remedy in the form of punishment होती है. इसका मतलब when tort is committed, you go to a court to file a civil suit. If after all those facts, considering all those facts and circumstances and evidence whatever required, the judge gives his judgment, and the remedy provided is in form of compensation, in monetary compensation, and not जिसने जो defendant, I explained you the word defendant. Okay, the defendant who has committed the tort, who has infringed the right of the plaintiff. So defendant को जो करना होगा, defendant is ordered to give monetary compensation to plaintiff. But in case of crime, the case is not so. In case of crime, the defendant is punished for it. He has to go to the prison for a certain number of years or months or maybe lifetime imprisonment, whatever it is, on the basis of the nature of crime committed. So crime में इंसान को जेल होती है, जेल टर्म मिलती है, prison term मिलता है. But in tort, the remedy is monetary compensation. Yes. Should inform, but and then parties of the other differences in the form of on the basis of parties of suit, civil suit and criminal case. तो अगर tort commit होता है तो आप civil उसका एक term है legal term है, when a tort is committed and you file a case, that case is called a civil suit, and when a crime is committed and you go to a court and file a case, that is called a criminal case. So there are parties of case. Okay, case दो लोगों के बीच हो, दो लोग या दो पर्सन या दो ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस या उस दो से ज़्यादा लोगों के बीच में होता है. तो सिविल सूट जब होता है, जब tort when a tort is committed, when a civil suit is filed, the parties of case are two individual persons or companies. Okay, so like if I have committed a tort and I've committed against a girl named Vedangini, so the name of the case will be Rashi versus Vedangini. So these two are individual persons. These two can be companies too, but the party of the suit is not the state. Okay, state here means the government side. The government is not a party of it. So, but when a criminal case is filed, it is filed in the name of the state because the crime committed is against the state. It is against the state. It has affected the whole state. It has affected the whole community. So criminal case में एक party state जरूर होती है. For example, like I have committed a crime of say dacoity. I have committed a dacoity, or I have attempted to murder someone. Then the case filed against me will be, and suppose I live in Uttar Pradesh. Okay, so the case filed against me will be the name of the case will be the state of Uttar Pradesh versus Rashi Singh. Okay, so the party to this case is one the state and other is me, versus in a civil suit the parties of case was me and Vedangi, who are two persons, but in a criminal case one party is a state. It may be the country, like ऐसे भी cases बनते हैं in which the one party is Union of India, and then कुछ ऐसे cases होते हैं जो state पे होते हैं, जैसे state of मध्य प्रदेश, the state of उत्तर प्रदेश versus राशि सिंह, और the Union of India versus राशि सिंह, और एक से और दो से ज़्यादा भी parties of case हो सकते हैं, right? So अगर दो से ज़्यादा हैं, like अगर मैंने if I have committed the crime with the help of some other my friends too, then the case name will be Union of India versus Rashi Singh and others, State of Uttar Pradesh versus Rashi Singh and others. Okay, so this is how the name of the case is written down. I hope you all have understood it. So guys, this is all for and yes, I'm sorry, I just missed one point, that in case of tort, in case of civil suit, the case can be withdrawn at some point of time. Okay, a compromise can be done where the wrong, like out of court settlement हो सकता है. You can do out of court settlement कि मुझे ये case नहीं लड़ना, आप मुझे इतना compensation दे दो, मैं case वापस ले लूँगा. But in case of crime, apart from a few certain conditions, कुछ crimes को बैक नहीं लिया जा सकता, कुछ केसेस को विड्रॉ नहीं किया जा सकता, बिकॉज वो क्राइम अगेंस्ट स्टेट हुआ है ना, दैट हैज अफेक्टेड अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल इन द होल कम्युनिटी. सो हो सकता है वो क्राइम हुआ सिर्फ एक इंसान के साथ है, बट क्योंकि वो क्राइम ने अफेक्ट सबको किया है, इसलिए सम क्राइम्स कैन नॉट बी विड्रॉ, but torts and the civil suits can be withdrawn, and yeah, that is the difference. Civil suits can be withdrawn, but the criminal cases cannot be withdrawn, and that the reason is because that crime has been committed against the whole community and not a single person only. उसको मे बी वो एक ही इंसान उससे अफेक्ट ज़्यादा हुआ है, मे बी वो क्राइम हुआ एक इंसान के साथ है, बट उस क्राइम का इफेक्ट पूरे कम्युनिटी को, पूरे स्टेट, पूरे कंट्री को पड़ा है. ऐसे द रॉन्ग डूअर जिसने ये क्राइम किया है, जो अक्यूज होता है, वो थ्रेट है पूरे कम्युनिटी के लिए, सिर्फ आपके लिए नहीं जिसके साथ वो क्राइम हुआ है, वो थ्रेट है पूरे कम्युनिटी के लिए. इसलिए ऐसे कुछ क्रिमिनल, एक्सेप्ट अ फ्यू केसेस, क्रिमिनल केसेस कांट बी विड्रॉन एट एनी पॉइंट, बट सिविल सूट्स विड्रॉ हो सकते हैं, आउट ऑफ कोर्ट सेटलमेंट हो सकता है. So guys, this is all for today, for first lecture of legal reasoning. Thank you for listening to me, and do let me know your feedbacks, reviews, and the improvements you all want in this videos. Thank you.